Well, for all you oddballs out there in the pocket knife community, I got a weird one for us today. And we're not only going to be looking at this knife and unpacking its capabilities, but we're also going to be looking at 5 other really off-the-wall, unique, some might even say obtuse pocket knife designs. Because there are so many just run-of-the-mill, very simple designs like this Nav's Lander, right? I mean, you couldn't get more generic, I guess, but generic really connects with a lot of people than this model. Very simple drop point, very simple handle, liner lock, good to go. Lots of people are going to connect with this, but maybe you're not like that. You're like, I like having something kind of off the wall, off the beaten path, that when I pull it out and start using it, people are like, what the heck is that? And you're able to kind of have a show piece on top of a performance piece. Well, that's what the VOSTEED Hedgehog brings to the table, and these 5 other blades I'm going to run in here momentarily. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another knife video for all you blade addicts. Shout out to you. Thanks for hanging with me. I am Aaron. This is Gideonstactical. And the VOSTEED Hedgehog, the blade shape right out of the gate is really interesting because we have a modified sheep's foot that is 3 inches overall. Cutting edge is only 2 and a half. Ballpark, 2.5 inches, cutting edge on a high saber grind with an 1/8 of an inch thick stock. So it reminds me actually a lot of like a utility knife, box cutter. Obviously more blade length, but kind of in that performance level. It has a very similar, geometry. Slight sweep to the edge. S35 VN steel, Rockwell between 60 and 62 on the Rockwell scale. S35 VN, nothing to balk at. Now, what's cool about the design is that it does allow for a lot of precision. A lot of your cutting, I think, is going to actually happen in that first inch right there. The tip is very easy to control, manipulate, so a lot of fine cuts with the tip of the knife. You're able to do that with. It is a broad design with a stonewash. You can get a couple different, versions out there with these 2 grooves. It looks like a robot. It looks like a Cylon, actually, right there. Shout out to all you Battlestar Galactica. Battlestar Galactica. Bears beats Battlestar Galactica. But if that was red, that would be a freaking Cylon right there if that groove was red. I mean, it's interesting. It's not my first blade shape choice. That's faux show. But it definitely gets a lot of precise cutting done. Think of double the performance of a utility knife, basically. But you're not going to get these huge sweeping cuts. You're going to have to do multiple cuts on broad pieces of material, like a toe strap or something like that. Now, in tandem with that, we have an interesting lock that failed on me in the past, which is their, what do they call it? Their top liner lock. It operates basically like a compression lock. You have this little button that goes through into a compression lock format right there, presses it out of the way. We do have a very large stop bar right there, so I like that. And then you can hear a very solid click into place. Now, boom, you hear that. So, but I had this first and foremost on the Chaos, the RS Chaos, I think. This is the model that still has horrific play all over the place when I did a couple spine thwacks because the bar over-traveled, jammed itself over too far, and never fully went back. And there's not really a way that I have found to be able to fix that. I could potentially send it back to VOSTEED, but it basically destroyed the blade and makes it unfunctional, not fun to use. It plays all over the place. So I was like, I got to do spine thwacks on this one to see if that has the same issue. Thankfully, it did not. So I don't know if this was a fluke or if they have fixed whatever issues may have occurred when I did my spine thwacking. It didn't budge in any way and is still nice and solid up and down, particularly up and down, and then I have a very slight rock side to side, which I believe is because of the ball bearings in there, caged ball bearings, which means that it's very smooth. You do have a really good flipper with mild jimping all the way around right there, easy to engage. You just do a light switch motion. It's going to fly, and then you depress that lock, and because of the ball bearings, it'll literally fall onto the detent, good detent right there. Then you have excellent thumb studs right there protruding on both sides. Easy to engage. You can even do a finger flip. You can even use that groove actually right there with your middle finger. Do a flick that way and then kick it back in and it'll suck back into place there. It is an ambidextrous knife because of that good recessed screws. They did an excellent job. VOSTEED has some really good pocket clips. I like this pocket clip. Good amount of tension so it can ride over a pocket, like a reinforced pocket if need be. Doesn't have an insane flare. And then a nice little plate right there so you can swap right or left. Good little accents around there. Flow-through construction. You can see that the liners have been milled, so that's good as well. Bringing it to, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head the weight. Sorry, double checking here. Around 4 ounces, like 4 to 4.5 ounces, because this is the micarta version. They do have aluminum handle versions as well. So there's lots of variants in this version. I like the clothing micarta. I love micarta on the grip of a tool. So fun action, good solid, 2 different ways, actually 3 different ways to deploy, good detent, everything right there that we would want. Now when it comes to functionality, there is one thing that is going to absolutely either make or break the design for you that I'll hit momentarily. But before we do that, I do want to invite you guys to like and subscribe. If you haven't yet, there's a little link popping up right there. Make sure to hit the bell icon so you can be notified every week, because it is truly you guys, the viewers, and I want to thank you for your viewership along with our regular sponsors. And since it's flannel season, I know I'm going to get asked, hey, what are those flannels that you're wearing throughout the video? Because you guys are always curious about the different apparel, you know, that I'm wearing when I'm testing gear. And these are actually LA Police Gear core flannels that I just recently got. And they're excellent. They actually fit me really well. They're like the perfect weight for fall time. Button snap down the front, 2 pockets. I mean, they're cut well. You know, they're not like trash baggy, and you know, like really, they're really working well for me. I can't get enough of them. So I'll have a link below if you want to go explore those throughout the video. Now this is where you're really going to have to weigh the Hedgehog. The handle overall is 4 inches, but when we run it into the finger groove where your finger is actually going to go to where that shelf stops, it's like 2 5/8 inches long right there, which is really short. With my large size hands being 3 1/4 inches broad from side to side, it's a 3-finger knife before I hit the shelf. My pinky rests on that shelf, but it's just not very ergonomic. I mean, I can do like just a quick cut if that's all I need to do, but to actually use the tool, you're going to have to choke up. So that is something to be aware of. You do have some jimping back there from that flipper, so you could rest your finger right there. Now all my fingers are on, and thankfully it does have like a full choil, really giving you control in tandem with the blocky jimping that's not sharp, and kind of the raise of that ramp locks you into place. So this is how I use the tool the majority of the time, or I was doing like a pinch pull cut. This gives you insane control over the blade and gives you full grip. But if you don't like using choils, I think of like the Spyderco Native, some of those kind of designs. You don't like doing that and you prefer to like hold the grip back here, you will hate the knife. You're not gonna like it, you're not gonna use it, it's gonna be a headache. But if you like that idea and you're like, oh yeah, give me the control, baby, and you like gripping up on the tool, well, awesome, this definitely totally totes locks you in. Now, let's see here, before we run into those other wild designs, pricing on this thing is around like $130, $140, I believe, last I checked. This just randomly showed up from VOSTEED. As a gear reviewer, sometimes you just get random gear sent to you. You don't even know it's coming, so they sent me like 3 different blades. This was one of the tools. I was like, okay, let's try this thing out. And so that's the going rate. I'll have links in the description box below, and it will be popping up right here for both the micarta as well as titanium versions that are available. Now, when it comes to designs as an option here, you know, again, just wasn't impressed with both the lockup, but also the grind is kind of weird. There's just a lot of stuff going on with the RS Chaos. This is M390 titanium, so that's really cool. It's going to be like $250, so that's something to be aware of. But that is like a really odd, kind of really unique, spacey, you know, kind of design, and that is, you know, an option if you want to give it a shot, give it a run for its money. Maybe they've, again, fixed the locking mechanism on that. Now, this one from VOSTEED as well, this one is wild, the Ankleo full review. I'll have the review popping up right here, and there's a link to this below. This one has LMAX or 154 cm, and the really interesting part is their new V-anchor lock. It's a push-button pivot lock that's unique. Haven't seen really anything like it. I'll break down the whole thing in the video, so if you're interested, you can check that out. But at least I have full grip on the handle, and I can have a full functional choil, and then that's really cool. And these will go between 130 and 175. 130 is the 154 cm version, and then the LMAX is 175. But there it is. That to me is a lot more functional design for the handle grip mainly over the Hedgehog. And another one that's really interesting is the Civivi Snacks design. If you like really unique stuff, both in blade shape, but also in like locking mechanism. This is an open source pullback lock that he designed. You pull it back, you can open and close that thing like that. You can get G10 micarta, Nitro V steel, really unique, full grip, stupid pocket clip, The pocket clip on this is a lot better, but it is ambidextrous. I think these are under 100. So I'll have a link below for these guys as well. And I've done the previous reviews so you can see the whole thing. But that is a really wild blade. Shout out to those of you who own one. Leave a comment below if you have one of the Civivi Snacks designs. Then let's see here. Oh yeah, dude, check that out. The launch. I can't remember. I'm going to call it the Xenomorph because that's totally what it reminds me of. If you haven't seen the new Alien movie, it is excellent. Go check it out. What is that? Romulus. But this Auto, not OTF, totally looks like that, and it's just so wild. I mean, it literally looks like it crawled out of an egg sack on Alien. Look at that thing. Wild blade, CPM 154, American made, really cool design. If you like autos and you can carry one, this is a fun, really unique tool, but very functional. Straight as a razor blade right there on that model. And I think those are like under 150, maybe 125, something like that. Then this one is just super weird. This is a K-Bar collaboration with the owner of A&V Knives. And this is the EK pocket knife. Look at how the shoulder goes up above the handle. S35 yen, made in Taiwan, I believe, about $100. Really large, kind of reminds me of like a Sharpie pen, but it's just a really unique design. I'll have a link popping up to my review, and there'll be a link in the description box as well. Ambidextrous. This is just a very fun, really odd, kind of, not a pen knife, but it is just a really unique design because of that higher shoulder. And then those cool cross, torque designs. Really unique 4-inch blade. So there are some options. Leave a comment below what you guys think. Do you prefer, really classic, simple designs, or are you more like these kind of really off-the-wall designs? I'd love to know so that I can, maybe get my hands on some more obnoxious, wild designs to show and share thoughts with you guys on. So appreciate you guys hanging with me today. Look forward to the comment section. Until next time, always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared. See you out there.